Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hytale. Last episode, we explored a brand new world and made ourselves a cozy starter home. And today it's time to upgrade our gear and build a blacksmith. Cause yeah, our tools aren't looking so great. So if we're gonna have a new build in the works today, I think the first thing I wanna do is actually upgrade our tools. Last episode, I did actually have enough copper to make a couple pickaxes, so we should be good to head down in the caves. But before we do that, I think I'm gonna make one crucial thing that I didn't actually make the last episode, and that's a campfire. I spent the entirety of last episode eating berries like a little rabbit, so I think it would probably be a good idea for me to have some better food, because I don't know what exactly awaits us in these caves. All right, I've got some cooked wild meat. Now, can we cook these berries? You cannot. It also looks like you can combine two things together, so maybe in the future we can make some better meals. This should probably do the trick for us in the meantime though. All right, let's get our torches equipped and let's head on down into this cave entrance that I found the other day. All right, now any sign of copper, that's what we're looking for. Oh, there's a big fall off here. Do you think I can jump down into the water? Let's try it. Whoa. All right, that worked. Ooh, and it looks like there's tons of copper over here. All right, let's start gathering some of this up. I'm gonna want quite a bit of this because not only am I gonna upgrade my tools, but I would like to get some armor as well. If we're gonna be adventuring through caves and stuff like that, we should probably have more than just a helmet. Whoa, what is this? Are these spiders? Well, I mean, that worked. I don't know exactly what these do, but I mean, like, they don't seem to be hurting me. Should I just leave them and see what happens? Or is that a bad idea? This might come back to bite me, but you know what? I think I'm gonna leave them. I've only been exploring for like a couple minutes and it feels like these caves just wrap around in so many different ways. There's so much to explore. Can't get too distracted though because we need this copper. What is this? Whoa. Can I grab this? Just an apple fell out, that's it. Just one apple was stored in there. All right, we've got somebody down here. Is this your stuff, dude? Are you friendly? Oh no, he's not friendly. He wants to hit me with a hammer. Well, I've got a hammer too, bud. Did I just grab his weapon? Ooh, I did. It's a scrap mace. This thing looks pretty awesome, I'm not gonna lie. All right, we're gonna have to try that out too. Let's see what else was laying around here. What is this? Iron! Oh, that's good. I'm assuming iron is the next step up from copper. I mean, if we can find enough of this in the caves, maybe we can just upgrade to it immediately. All right, let's keep having a look around. Hey, bud. Oh, he was sleeping. Oh no. I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. Ooh, there's even more iron around here. We are definitely gonna scoop up as much of this as we can. So what type of stone is this? Basalt cobble. This could be a good building material, so you know what? I'm gonna scoop some up while we're at it. Since we're building a blacksmith today, I can imagine we're probably gonna use a lot of different types of stones. So while we're down here, we might as well collect a couple extra things. Whoa! A giant lava wall. You know, this might signify danger, but at the same time, it sparks curiosity. Ooh, we're getting deeper into these caves now. This is looking a lot more dangerous though. I'm not gonna lie, whatever that thing is down there, I probably can't handle with just a copper helmet. So this might be my little cue to, you know, back off a little bit. Say we've discovered this, but at the same time head back up. All right, I'm in a little pocket here where I found a ton of copper and iron. So I think I'm gonna spend a little bit of time gathering up all of this stuff, and then we should be good to head back up. All right, we are back up from the caves and I got so many ores. Like, I think we're set. I actually managed to find so much iron that I think we can probably just upgrade to that immediately. So let's go ahead and smelt that up first. There's also a couple of other benches that I want to make today. We've got the armorer's workbench and also the blacksmith's anvil. 32 out of 2 copper. What? I have 32 copper already? When did I even get this? I feel like I probably did that after the video. I probably went into a cave or something. I don't even remember because I've just been having so much fun in this world. Oh, that is so funny. Well, since we have an abundance of all these materials, let's make ourselves the armorer's workbench, as well as the blacksmith's anvil, because then we can do basic weaponry, and that would be pretty sweet as well. Now, as you can see, this house is very full of just stuff already, so we're gonna just have to temporarily place all of this stuff outside until we build our blacksmith. So we've got a ways to go on burning up a lot of this iron to actually upgrade. So I think in the meantime, what we should probably do is pick out where we're gonna put this blacksmith. Now, we've got our original cave entrance over here. So I was kind of thinking that I wanted to build the blacksmith somewhere in this area. It doesn't necessarily have to rest over top of this, but I think maybe in the future we can make like a really nice little entrance that winds down with a path that leads somewhere to wherever the blacksmith is gonna be. And I was thinking that the blacksmith could look really nice nestled amongst all these trees. As you can see, there's probably going to be a lot of terraforming that we're going to have to do, especially because this ground is so uneven. So maybe what we can do with some of this iron that we've cooked up is make ourselves a shovel. Oh wait, I need leather to make a shovel. Okay, I'm guessing this tanning rack will probably do the trick. Add another workbench to the pile. So I'm assuming it's as simple as popping the hide into here. And we've got ourselves some leather. Perfect. So with all of the materials we need, let's go ahead and craft ourselves a shovel. Why do I feel like I always end up using my materials on the strangest tools first? Like, yeah, I could have armored up, could have gotten a better pick. Nah, I want this shovel. Okay, how does this work? Oh? This is so strange to maneuver. Okay, I see. I don't know if this is a me problem, but the way that the shovel breaks things doesn't feel very intuitive. All right, I carved out a pretty good spot. Now, the only issue is I think I might have to chop down some of these trees, which is unfortunate, but I think we have quite a few trees that will still frame up this build nicely. Plus, we could always replant more. Alrighty, yeah, this should be enough space for us to get our build in place when we're ready to go. So while we were busy working away, we managed to get 20 more ingots, which is perfect. We'll burn up the rest right here, and I think now we can probably make ourselves some other tools. I am going to need some more light leather, but I think in the meantime, I'm gonna upgrade our pick. So I think now that we're fully at iron, I don't really think I'm gonna need these copper pickaxes anymore, so I guess I'm just gonna toss them in the river. Now the question is, can we make any iron armor? We can't, and that's because we need some light leather. Now I would like to get fully equipped today, so I think what I'm gonna do is get equipped with some copper armor first, and then maybe we can go explore to get ourselves some leather. Hey, look at that. We've got ourselves full copper armor. I mean, you can't see it on me because I'm rocking this fit, and I refuse to change unless maybe we upgrade to those like other ones, like the higher ones, because they look really cool. So for now, we're just rocking our OG fit. But now that we're all geared up, I think we can go out to explore to gather up some more materials. Light leather. I can't do it. This is our resident bunny. Okay, we're gonna leave this rabbit and we're gonna go find light leather somewhere else because that's our friend, that's our homie. So we've got ourselves a little shopping list for today. Basically what I'm gonna need are a bunch of wood types. I'm not exactly sure what my palette is gonna be yet, so I figured we'd stock up on everything. Another thing that we need is, unfortunately, yep, you guessed it, we need more light hide. Oh gosh, that feels terrible every time, doesn't it? Ooh, we're in the autumn forest, perfect. There's a couple wood types we need from here. So let's gather up some of this oak, which is hardwood. Oh, there's a bear. Oh no. Oh my, there's many bears. What is this? Infinite Drift's a really bad day? Like, I was just trying to chill, gather up some resources. Can't a girl chop a tree in peace? Honestly. Okay, what is this structure? I mean, looks really dangerous, but looks like it has some cool stuff though. Oh, there's a lot going on in there. Oh, you guys are strong, man. What are those wall pieces too? I want those. I'm kind of thinking maybe we gear up a little bit further, maybe get a little bit of armor, a nice sword, and we can kind of explore that place. Well, I think I definitely have a good amount of wood to use for our build, so I think I'm pretty much ready to head back now. I will gather up some more light hide along the way though. All right, so we're back at home and I managed to grab 9 light hide, which isn't too bad. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna craft a better sword first. And then with the remaining leather, I think I'm gonna craft up some boots for my armor. So that adventuring got me a bunch of resources and allowed me to armor up a little bit more, which is perfect. Now I think I'd like to begin building up our blacksmith. Now I've got pretty much all of the resources I need to begin building at least the structure. The only thing that we're missing is some mossy cobble, but we've got some piles over here so I can easily scoop some up. Also, this iron pick is such a step up, even from the copper. We are breaking things so much easier now. All right, the space is all cleared out. We've got all the materials we need, so I think I'm ready to begin building this. So I'm gonna start things off just by drawing out the shape that we're gonna want for this build. So for this one, I'm gonna go for a little bit of an L shape. So this part right here is going to be like the main structure of the blacksmith. And then this part right here, I kind of want it to be like a little offshoot with an open entryway. And I'm thinking it could be cool if we raised up the blacksmith by 1 block, so then you have steps leading up to it. We'll detail that part out a little bit later though. So the foundation's all done, which means we can start popping in some beams to get this thing built up. Honestly, I think I'm gonna go with the oak beams again. Perfect, the first floor beams are in place, so now what I'm gonna do for the main structure is fill in the walls with some stone. Since this is a blacksmith, of course, I want this to look a little bit more worn and rugged, especially compared to our cozy little house that we have. I mean, it's still gonna end up looking cozy, but we definitely want it to have a little bit of a different feel if this is gonna be a work area. I've gotta be so honest, I'm using way more stone than I realized I would. And this might be a problem. I miscalculated. I'm not used to this yet. It's fine. Like, forget the back wall for a minute. We'll figure that out later. But these are the first floor walls right now, and I think it's looking great. The reason why I wanted to save the stone is because I'm planning on making this little section right here all out of stone. Basically, since this is the entryway for the blacksmith, I just want it to look like a little bit more industrial, if that makes sense. Yeah, I totally miscalculated how much I would need. Oh boy, down into the caves we go. I mean, it's fine. We're making an episode all about, you know, like having a blacksmith. It's a little bit of a mining outpost, right? So it only makes sense that I have to keep going into the caves. No, it's fine. I can admit that I'm really bad at gauging how many resources I need in this game. Okay, hopefully this will get us through the build. Basically, what I want to do with this section right here is kind of make this into like a castle wall design. Essentially, I just want to have the walls come up like this with a little roof going across. So the main floor is all done, which means we need to get to work on the second floor. So we'll just do the same thing that we did on the first floor by tossing up some beams going up and across. All right, we got the beams in place and that's looking really good. Now, we need to figure out what we're going to fill the walls in with. And I was kind of thinking, I saw that structure a while back with those really cool walls that had the beam outline all the way around the block. And unfortunately, I think that might be a zone 2 item because you need clay to craft it. So I was kind of thinking that maybe after we're done building up the roof and stuff, we can do a little exploration and maybe we could take those pieces of walls and put the walls on our build. It's brilliant, isn't it? But that's a later problem for us because in the meantime, we have a roof to fill in. So let's start with this little roof right here. And for this section, I'm actually gonna use some oak stairs. Then fill in this part with some slabs. All right, that's all filled in. So now we just have to do the main structure's roof. And I think I'm gonna go for the orange roofing for this build. And I'm gonna start out with these relatively flat and shallow ones. And then we'll work our way up into a steep peak. And I think for this one, I'm gonna do the same as our house where I'm gonna use a beam all the way across. How is that looking though? Ooh, yeah, I think that is the perfect roof shape. So now all I gotta do is just finish filling it in. And here's a little progress update with the build. The roof is all done and in place, and it's kind of hard for you to see, but I added in a couple dormers on this side, along with a chimney right here, and I filled in the sides with beams going across, just to give a little bit more shape. Now, obviously we still need to fill in the walls and detail and all that stuff, but there's a couple more things that the shape of this structure actually needs. First, I think we need a little bit of an entryway right here, just to make this wall less flat. And I think to break up all of this stone, I'm gonna fill the entryway in with these planks. And then I'm gonna go with a little bit more of a shallow roof, just so it doesn't sit too high and block the top floor. Because I'm definitely gonna wanna detail that out with windows and stuff later. Perfect. Now, next up, this is gonna be a big one. I think we need a tower. I think this will just add some really nice height to this build. Now the question is, will I have enough stone for this? I sure hope so. Whoa, shocking news. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't have enough stone, so I had to go grab some more. Last little bits of stone being placed. All right, I've got the foundation of the tower all in place, so now all it needs is a tower roof. So I'm gonna use the regular slope at the bottom here. And then since we want some height on the top of the tower, I'm gonna use the steep slope for the rest of it. Now, we've got a problem with this tower peak. I don't think there's really any type of block that we can use for the center point. We could slope it off with one of those flat pieces, but it kind of defeats the purpose of having a steep peak. So unless you're going with an even number for your tower, the only solution seems to be kind of like putting maybe a log here with a beam and then another beam on top. And that just kind of completes the peak. It's not perfect, but I think it does the job. So we've actually made a lot of progress on this structure. However, before we move on to decorating, we're still missing one key component, which is, the walls right here. So I think we're due for an exploration trip to maybe see if we can grab those wall pieces from that structure I found earlier. Before I do that though, I think it's time for me to pick, ah! Whoa, who are you? Stop it! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Stop! I need to get my weapon out! Give me 1 second! Yeah, that's right, dude. Jeez, man. Just trying to have a peaceful time here, and then that guy comes and just ruins the vibe. Classic. I was going to mention that I think it's finally time that I try out a repair kit. I've already ripped through this iron pick, and it's definitely gonna have to be repaired soon. And I'm thinking it would definitely be more beneficial to start preserving our items, rather than crafting a ton of new ones. Oh! That was actually pretty easy. Okay, sweet. So with all of that, I think we're pretty much ready to head out and explore. All right, gotta be cool about this. Just gotta go in, steal their stuff, and it's good. Let's do this. Oh man, does he have a crossbow? Oh, I'm done for. Oh, here's an entryway. Yeah, that's right, dude. That's right, dude, I came prepared. Uh-oh, am I not prepared? There's so many of them! Oh, this may have been a bad idea. Am I in over my head? I am unsure. Or can I just run in, loop around, and then start taking all this stuff? Please tell me this is the solution. It actually might be. I'm just gonna take the walls that I want and go. They're not even gonna know I hit them, man. They have no idea I'm taking apart their structure. This is so funny. Can I take any of this stuff? This is cool. Yes! I've got decorations too. Oh, this is incredible. I should have made an iron axe before I came out here. That's all right though. I'm getting the walls and that's all that matters to me, to be honest. I don't even think they realize I'm here anymore. This is great. You're shooting me! Oh man, I've been spotted. Well, two can play at that game, dude. That's right. Oh, he fell off. Oh, is this a chair? This is nice. Okay. Oh, and a side table. Wow, they've got some great furniture here. Thank you so much for all the decorations. Okay, we got some trouble over there. Yeah, we're really gonna get into this, bud? Oh, I'm almost dead. I am almost dead. Oh, this is getting dicey. I gotta get out of here. Oh! No! I fell. Oh, are they taking my stuff? Can they do that? No way. I didn't drop the wall pieces though. Nor did I actually drop like a lot of important stuff. I am, however, going to go back and get all of those things, but we are going to stash away all of the wall pieces for safekeeping because that's arguably like the most important thing I have right now. I probably should have been a little bit more careful, but hey, we were having fun. I definitely think I need to get a little bit better at the combat in this game though, because I am absolutely struggling. If anybody has any tips and tricks, please let me know in the comments, because I don't know if it's like a me thing or if I simply just need some better gear. Any advice for this game is definitely appreciated. My stuff's here somewhere. There it is. Yes. It really, oh no, they've caught on to me again. Oh, there's people here too. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Okay, I understand. You don't want me here. It's fine. I wouldn't want me here either. Okay, I'll be going now. Man, there's just like a couple more wall pieces I could grab though. Careful, maybe I could do it? I don't know. If I circle around enough, I think they kind of lose sight of me. I just have to be sneaky, that's all. Okay, so I weaseled my way back in, which means I can grab a few more wall pieces. It's so funny watching them run around and get so mad. But honestly, I'd be mad too if somebody was ripping up my walls, circling around so I couldn't catch them, and just constantly scampering around. Hi! Don't mind me. Yeah, I know, this is really awkward, right? I think I'm being shot. So you know what? Yep, I'm being shot. It's okay, I got everything I needed. Bye, thanks. All right, back at home with these pieces of wall that are now ours. So I guess that means we can begin filling them in. Isn't that nice? All right, there's a couple little spots that we might have to patch in with something else, but we pretty much had enough, which is perfect. Now take a look at that. It actually looks so good. Like, I'm genuinely very happy that we went to explore and find these wall pieces because it's such a cool style of wall. And it's kind of a shame that we don't really have access to it yet, but hopefully once we explore all of the other zones, we'll be able to get it more easily in the future. So the structure is pretty much all built and in place, and I think it is looking so good. And now that means we have my favorite part again, which is decorating. So the first thing I'm gonna do is start off with something easy like filling in these windows. Now I think I wanna put an overhang around this entryway, but let's also pop out some spots for windows. There we go, that's a nice little bit of detail. And of course, we can't forget to put some windows on this tower as well. And then let's get some of these trapdoors on the sides to act as shutters, and maybe on the top of the window as well for a little bit of extra shape. All right, so the windows are all done, which means we definitely need a door on this place. What do we got? We got the lumberjack door, simple wooden door, crude. I feel like it's probably just best to go with the classic. So let's pop that in there, and I think that's looking good. So we still have the overhang to do. I want to add some details along the door frame as well, but I think next I want to focus on some foliage. So in the farmer's workbench, we have the possibility of making a bunch of different vines and stuff. However, I'm pretty sure if you upgrade the bench, you probably get a couple more options. And I'd like to see what else they have for foliage. Now, in order to upgrade the bench, you do need lettuce. And I actually had a couple seeds laying around, so I planted them earlier. So let's upgrade this to see if we get anything different. Oh, okay, never mind. I think it just like unlocks certain things. So whatever you can see is what you get. The reason why I was hoping it would unlock more ivy and stuff like that is because I used some in the creative world and I just don't think it's available yet. Okay, well that's all right. In the meantime, I think I'm gonna make some shears so we can finally start shearing some of these trees for leaves. Like these leaves look pretty nice. Maybe we'll grab some of these as well. Ooh, we could grab these too. That's nice. All right, we can move some of this stuff around to put in front of the build. This is perfect. Honestly, having these shears changes everything for me. Whoa, look, you can already see our build off in the distance. That is looking so good. And last but not least, I'm gonna make a bunch of these vines and ivies because they just look so nice. And now we just spam this thing with foliage. So there's one thing that I also wanted to give a shot, and that would be making some planters for underneath the windows. So what if we do something like place the leaf here, add a fence. Oh, it breaks it. Aw. Okay, wait. There's a solution to this. What if we place a dirt block here? Can we surround that with fencing? Yes, we can. And then we break this dirt block, fill it with leaves, and then, oops, oh, I did it again. All right, let's line up a trapdoor underneath like this, and then get that there. There we go, it works. Took a little bit of figuring out, but hey, we got it. Actually, you know what? I want to change these to these leaves instead, just for a pop of color. Yeah, those planters are actually looking really cool. I love that. I'm very happy with how this is turning out. I just want to add a couple more details here and there, like some extra clutter, just to make this feel a little bit more lived in. Maybe get like a little ladder here, pop down a chest. We can also toss down a little lamppost here. And then of course we've got to get some stairs leading up to the entrances. Now the very last thing that we need for the outside is a little awning here. And in creative I had seen some cloth roof hangings. However, I don't think that's something I can easily make. However, I was exploring the other day and I came across a structure around here that actually had some of them. So I say we go steal some stuff again from one of these structures. Hey, it worked out well for us last time, so... Okay, this isn't the right structure, but look, these are the things I'm talking about. That's definitely not enough for what we need, so I do need to find that other structure. Okay, this is the one. Not only does this have way more of the roof hanging, but it's definitely nicer too. Okay, I'm also scooping up all these carts and rails too. These could look really cool for when we decorate around our cave entrance. All right, we've gotten everything that we need from this area, and I think we're ready to head back home. All right, we are back, so let's pop this awning in place. So we'll get the flat pieces across like this, and then place the overhang pieces right here. Okay, yeah, that overhang piece actually completes this. So I still have a lot of decorating to do by adding things surrounding the build, but we'll worry about that later. Since the outside of the actual build is all decorated, I want to get to work on the inside a bit. So I'm going to putter away on the flooring and the ceiling, and then we'll check back afterwards to see how it looks. All right, here's how our space is looking. And we have so much space for everything. And this is disregarding the upstairs. So now that we've got this space all prepared, I think it's finally time for us to move some of this stuff into our blacksmith. All right, so I've got a couple furnaces that I'm going to place right here. How would it look if we had some of these tables in the middle? So the armorer's workbench right here, maybe, alongside the blacksmith anvil. So we're off to a really good start with this space. I think I'm just going to spend some time adding in a couple more decorations, and then of course we'll check back again. All right, so here's an update on our build, and I love this thing. I think it looks so good. So I took some extra time to add in a bunch of foliage and stuff around the build, just because it felt like the build was kind of floating on top of the landscape. So I popped down some mushies, stone pebbles, a bunch of bushes. I even laid out like a little bit of fencing for like a little messy garden area. And this definitely feels like it's more integrated into the land, if that makes sense. And as for the inside, this is still pretty simple because I just didn't really have that many building materials to work with. So I was kind of thinking that that might end up being a really good stream project. Now, when I stream from this world, I will be streaming on this YouTube channel. So if you don't catch it live, then the VOD will be stored in the live tab. But aside from that, we are very close to being done. The only thing that's left to do is make ourselves a path that goes from the blacksmith over to our house. So I'm going to work away on this pathway, and then we'll check back after to see what it looks like when it's done. Alrighty, so not only did I draw an entire path that connects from our blacksmith back over to our home, I decorated this like a lot. And I really love how it turned out. Oh, this makes me so excited to continue expanding our base because I had so much fun filling in the gaps between the builds with all of these little decorations. So I just kind of went crazy with a bunch of foliage, different types of leaves. I really love this clover here to add to the sides of paths because it kind of blends it in a little bit nicer. And yeah, I feel like this looks super fun and whimsical. I also put in this like old broken down rail system over here, and I think that looks kind of cute. I added in this like nice little lantern as well. I also think this fencing for like a little bit of framing is really nice too. One thing I did notice about Hytale though is when you terraform, the dirt never turns back into grass. Which honestly, unless there's something I'm doing wrong though, so if there's something I'm doing wrong, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, either way, I was gonna change all of this back to grass, but I actually ended up liking this as dirt, especially once I added in all these little bits of rubble, the mushrooms, and all of the foliage. I think it also makes sense for the area around the blacksmith to be a little bit more rough with the terrain, especially because we've got like a little gravel pile going on over here as well. So yeah, I am very happy with all of the pathing choices I made, and I can't wait to continue expanding on this. Now, as for the inside of the build, honestly, not much has changed. So as I said before, I definitely want to do like a big exploration for some items and decorate this on stream one day. Wait, what is happening to the roof here? Like I 100% filled in these pieces of ceiling with wood and now they're gone. Like, is it the torches? Do they burn away wood? What is that? Does anybody know why that happened? I'm so confused. But either way, we now have a spot for all of our armorer's workbenches. We've got some extra workbenches over here and some extra furnaces. So I would say we're all equipped and organized, which is great. Now, since we have this whole space all built and fully functional, I feel like before we end this episode, we should probably upgrade a little bit more of our gear. I mean, we did build this blacksmith after all, so it would be nice to get a couple more tools and some of our armor upgraded. And thankfully, our cave system around here actually has so much iron. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time scooping some of this up. Alrighty, that was a pretty easy caving trip. And we actually managed to get quite a bit of iron. So I'm going to pop some in here and then let some cook in here as well. And then we'll stash some extra fuel aside in this chest. Now, in between building, I was actually just like playing in this Hytale world. And I managed to grab quite a bit of light hide. Now I managed to grab 28 in total, which is awesome because I think you need a lot of it to make some of the armor and all of the tools. So let's start grabbing some of these ingots. And what can we craft? All right, right away, I'm gonna replace my helmet. And next up, let's get some new gloves. Nice. And then finally, for our last piece of armor, we are gonna get our chest plate. And with all of that, we've got a complete set of iron armor. Wow. I don't look cool in this in any capacity. I really don't. Oh man. I am so thankful you can hide the armor because that is just not it. But I feel so much safer now knowing that we have that. I mean, since we already have this stuff, can I make better tools? Oh, I can. The last thing I'm going to do is craft myself a new hatchet. There we go. All right, so I am all geared up with new armor that you can't see and a couple of new tools. And most importantly, we have this super cozy blacksmith now. It actually looks really cute in the nighttime as well. I do need to add a couple more lights here and there though. But that will definitely be a project for a different day because I think that's where we're gonna end this episode. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you're enjoying this series. And definitely be sure to leave a comment and subscribe because it really helps out the channel. So with all of that, I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye!